Hi, this is Mariano from MMFabric. In this video we will see a new feature, or not that new, but recent. To explore it we will use an example. In this case it will be node example state holder. We will create, and it will create a dashboard using the data grid widget, displaying a flag of a country, the country name, and a count. This count will be calculated by us. Before this node was introduced, doing counting or some kind of aggregation or calculations based on all the events that happened was quite hard. So we introduced this node called the state holder, which is quite similar to a transformer, but it has a small difference. First, it's this node here. The input is an event as usual, but the output, instead of being a transform event or a filtered event, is the state of the node. This node has a state. That means it remembers things that you can set, values that you can set, values that you can accumulate. And for each input event, instead of outputting the event or a transform event, it outputs its state. So let's see, for example, I receive this sales event, and the output is for each country, the code of the country, the name of the country, and the count of the country. Let's see how it's done. In this case, the implementation is I create a field name called count and the country code, another called code and the country code, and I set a field called last code with the last code I saw. So I will increment this field by 1. I will set the field called code and country code to the country name, and I will remember the last code I saw. All of this can be done on this new section called state, where we have some blocks that are similar to the ones we can see on event, which is get state field, get set state field, and also get and set by providing the name of the field as text. We can increment a state field by a number, decrement it, delete it, or clear the whole state. So whenever we receive an event, we will increment the count for that code, we will set the country name for that code, and we will remember which was the last event we saw. The result, as events come in, is that we accumulate all the countries we saw and the count and the name of that country, as we see here. But we also remember where is it? Last code, the last we saw. For example, here the last we saw is Italy, now Germany, Chile. So when we input to the transformer, we said, okay, give me the country name of the last code you saw. Give me let's build the flag for the last code you saw. Give me the count for the last code you saw, and the label will be the last code. Quite repetitive. And in this way, even when what we get as input for the transformer is the whole state for the countries, since we know the last event we saw, we can just update that one. More brute force approach will be to iterate over all the keys and update all the rows in the table, which will work, but it will be more work. And since we can accumulate state, it's much easier if you do it this way. Again, this is a kind of advanced node. You may not have to use it if the information you need is already on the events you're receiving, but if you have to do some more complex aggregation and calculations, this node may be useful for you. We created it because we needed it, and you may need it in some cases. So if you have some doubts or questions on how to use it, or if it may be useful for your problem, just contact us on the usual channels, Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube, and we will help you. I hope you liked it, and see you on the next video. Bye.